Welcome. This is the installation video for the Flaming Witch mod. Try to keep this short and direct. If you have any questions, feel free to post on the thread, PM me directly, or send us an email, support@pinballmods.co. This should be pretty straightforward. There are not a lot of moving parts involved here, so just watch along and follow the steps. Getting started here, you're going to want to remove the old tube and the old metal plate from the existing witch. So what you're going to have in your game is an assembly like this. Witch will be inside there, and you'll have this plastic tube held on with a metal plate, probably some nuts holding this guy on. So undo the nuts, one on this side, one on the other side, and then if you can lift the tube out around the walls if you have them, then you can just pull it straight out and you'll slide this metal plate out. You're going to want to keep the metal plate. We need that for the rest of the installation, but the tube can be tossed, saved. Maybe it's a flower vase or candy dish, I don't know, but you don't need it anymore. So just pull that metal plate out, hang on to it, we'll get back to that. You'll also have a witch down in that hole. You might want to, before you start this whole thing, turn on the game and make sure the witch is raised all the way. You can do that in the test menu under device test witch and use the buttons to raise her up. I think if you turn on the game, she just comes up by herself when the game is in attract mode. So anything to raise her up just makes it a little easier. I covered her face, you don't have to look at it, so I don't have to look at it. And your witch will be sitting in the hole somewhere around here. You're just going to grab her by the head, not the hat because it's screwed on to the back, but the head or the shoulders, and you're just going to pull it straight up. It's going to be attached. Oops, I dropped her. Let me grab her. Okay. She's going to be attached to this base plate and threaded screw. So you're going to be pulling this whole thing out. So what it will look like if I put it back in. You can almost do this without looking. There it is. So your witch will be sitting something like this, maybe a little lower. This is the new one, so yours will be the old one. And you're just going to grab her by the shoulders, whatever, and pull her straight up. And it's going to be a little tough. The threaded rod is in a little motor that moves it up and down, but you can just pull it and it will unscrew from that motor, and right about there it will come loose. And just take it all the way out and we'll get to work on that. The thing you're going to need to do next is unscrew the witch from the bracket. She'll have two screws like that in the back. Unscrew those, take the witch off, toss it in a fire. I don't know. Scare the kids? Whatever, we don't need it. This bracket is also not needed, the one that comes on your original witch. You're going to unscrew it from the base, a couple screws there, mine has one, and then just throw that bracket with the witch somewhere. We don't need it as well. So then you'll just have this base plate, and you're going to take the new witch and the new bracket that we've provided and install on this base plate just like this. So notice that the orientation is with this little metal tab facing forward. The metal bracket goes back and up to provide room for the witch to sit. Notice that she has some hollow cutouts there. They line up with these for the posts that she's guided by, and just do it in this direction. You're going to want to make sure that when you put these screws in her back that you're careful. Don't crank them down. You're going to strip out the resin that she's made of. It's not meant to have a lot of torque put on them. It's just meant to hold her onto this post here on this bracket. So go gently, just snug, that's all you need. And now you have a finished witch module. You're just going to hang on to this. We're going to install the rest of the upper part first, and then she'll go in. So that metal bracket that you had, you're going to take that and also take these little quick connector fittings that we've made, and they're a carbon fiber PLA composite. It's threaded on the inside, already tapped, ready to go. It has a 1/4 inch hex head on top in case you need to use a tool on it, and these ribs are what keeps the witch attached to it, the base. So you'll just take your metal plate. You probably notice that one side is bashed up. That's where the ball hits it. That goes down, but otherwise the orientation is the tabs are lower than the rest of it. That just goes right back on where it came off. over the screws, posts, threaded posts, and if you have the walls like I do, it can be a little hard to get that one tab in. So you just start it up high and then come down low, and that's how it will sit. And then you'll take those posts and just use your fingers. It should just go right on with finger pressure only. You can screw those guys on, and all you're using that for is to hold this base down. It doesn't need much more than finger tight, although we put the hex set on there just in case you need to use a tool. 6-in-1 screwdriver usually has a 1/4 inch bit on it, a 1/4 inch socket, whatever. You use it for other screws, so you should have one of those. So you can use that to just snug those down or take them off if you need to. Put one on this side where that post is, put one on that side where that post is, and you'll be ready to install the upper portion with the base and the flames. That is next.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Do? Why, if I had a brain, I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy.